Hi, how's it going everybody? It's GetWrecked57 here. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the new update that Clash Royale has just released on their game, giving my insight into what I think about it and where we go from here with this game. So, I'm going to start off by saying I have no idea where this came from. I have no idea why they've done what they've done, and I just don't understand why Clash Royale continuously one-ups themselves for worst updates ever created on Clash Royale. Because this update was so unnecessary, so uncalled for, and I'm not upset about the heroes, even though they look broken, and they probably will be broken. As of today, as of when I'm recording this, heroes have not been released yet. We know that they're coming in a challenge, and I'm not sure when the release date for heroes is, but they have dropped level 16. So, just by the way, I know I've never made Clash Royale videos, so this is a very random video for anybody who's watched my channel consistently. Um, I am you probably don't want to see much about me, but I will show you that I play this game. I've never recorded this because I just downloaded the game just to make this video. I might do some content if this gets a lot of likes or a lot of viewership, or if you guys want to see it. So here is my stats. Currently, I'm sitting at Grand Champion, 15K trophies, obviously, and my previous season I ended the season at 1800 medals in Ultimate Champion, and my best season ever is 1926. Now, nowhere am I near a pro player, if you want to say that or anything like that. Am I very good at this game? Yes. I've had multiple times where I've been top 1,000 in Canada, which is where I'm from. So, I'm good at this game. I'm not like incredibly strong at this game, but I'm good at it. So I know what I'm talking about. I've been playing this game since back when P.E.K.K.A. Double Prince was strong. Um, I don't know. I had been like building multiple decks, right? I like to play what the meta is, and I like to play this game. It's fun, but I'm also very competitive. So I played this game competitively. I had just maxed out my third deck. Okay, I had just maxed out my third deck. I had this Lava Hound deck at level 15. I had let me see if I could find it. I have this Royal Giant deck maxed out. The Ghost was boosted from the previous season, so I didn't have him maxed, but I had this Royal Giant deck basically maxed. And then I had this Recruits Bridge Spam deck, Recruits Piggies deck. And then I was pretty much maxed out on this Logbait deck. I just had the Inferno Tower to do. So I was pretty close to max, and I was working on my next deck, which I wanted to be this P.E.K.K.A. Bridge Spam deck. And I was getting pretty close. As you can see, my Golden Knight was the only card that I hadn't gotten to level 14 yet, and I was building the wild cards to do it. And then I was going to start even maybe buying some elite wild cards to max out this deck. And then they go and drop this. This update, I don't like it. I really don't like it, and I'll tell you why. There is no reason to do this. They're the only people who had max cards right now were like high level players who spend money because it's their job to make content on this game. But even me, who has spent I've spent money on this game, and not well, maybe some people would call it an absurd amount, but I've spent a good amount of money on this game. I can't imagine the people who have maxed out just one level 15 deck by just grinding the game naturally, who now are not at the golden standard for what is the max level in the game now. And why this is like, some people would be like, oh, this is no problem for those people who are grinding Trophy Road, right? Because what will happen is they're just gonna go into other people who can't afford uh the level 16 cards. And to that I say you are correct. You're probably right. Unless there's one filthy person who spends money on the wild cards in order to get level 16s. My problem is for those odd players out there, um, not I'm not gonna say people like myself, but I'm gonna say people who play at a fairly high level, which is Ultimate Champion, but they only have one or two level 15 decks, right? So let's say you only have one or two level 15 decks, but you're able to consistently get Ultimate Champion and maybe even try and push medals in the top ranks. These people have just been, you can't do it anymore now, right? Because basically everybody in Ultimate Champion now, the golden standard for Ultimate Champion is going to be having max level 16 decks, right? Now, maybe not today, but I'll tell you right, in 3 days from now, 4 days from now, Ultimate Champion is going to be crawling with people who have max level 16 decks, because that's what everybody's going to be getting, right? People who are Ultimate Champion who have fully maxed decks, they're going to have stacked wildcards forever. They're going to have enough to max out all their level 16 decks. And for the odd players here and there who can't afford to max out, because I had been working on maxing out every card in the game, or at least getting them to level 14. So I've been, gradually spending my resources. The only thing that I've been able to stack is commons, right? Here's my resources. The only thing I have stacked up is commons. The only, I can max out 2 common cards to level 16 on the day of a release. I can max out 1 rare, and I can max out just about 2 epics. The rest, I can max 1 legendary. That's it. That's not even a full deck. I can't get a full level 16 deck after this update. And note that I had a bunch of books converted to wildcards. And I had a bunch of what are they called? Elite wildcards stacked up that got converted to these gems, which gems I don't even know. So and not to include the fact that now the tower troops too, they have to be upgraded as well. So now I'm sitting in this spot where if let's say I hop back into ladder, right? Let's say I go and I click ranked. I can almost guarantee you, right? Unless they have, okay, so it says until the end of season 7, the cap will be level 15. But I'll tell you right now, I'm not gonna have a max level 16 deck by the next season. I'm not gonna have a max level 16 deck until unless I spend money. Meaning that when I go back in how many days? 6 days. When I go back in to play in ranked in 6 days, I'm gonna be facing players that I'm probably better than, who are gonna beat me because they have max level decks, full level 16 decks, and they're gonna be full meta decks. Whereas I have to choose one of these decks. I can only choose one because that's all I have. I choose one deck, and I can max out 4 or 5 cards, maybe, depending on in this deck I can't, because this deck consists of all rares and all commons, right? So I can only max out 1 rare card in this deck, and I can max out 2 commons in this deck. So I can for this deck specifically, now I know it's a scummy deck, but for this deck specifically, I can max out 3 cards. 3. Whereas people who spend money and do it kind of as a job or very competitively, we're going to have full level 16s. I can no longer compete at the highest level just because of this new update. Right? And it's a terrible, there's no reason to do this. And they've done it at the worst time. Why would you, I feel bad for top level players who don't spend too much money on the game, who now have to grind to max out a deck to remain competitive at the top level. Because I'll tell you right now, all these big names, Riley, Mo, Morton, all these guys, they're going to, because they can afford to, they're going to spend money and they're going to max out all their decks to level 16. And let's say the odd person up in top ladder here or there is going to, who doesn't spend a bunch of money on the game but is really good at the game, they now have to pick whichever deck they consider to be the best and max it out. And that's what they are going to have to use that, because they can't afford to spend money to max out more decks, right? So this is gonna for those players, this update is a nightmare. It's terrible. And the worst part is, this doesn't, like, does this really make the game more fun? Is this what this is supposed to, like, what is this? Is this supposed to give us a sense of progression? I guess maybe it will for some people, something to work towards for those of you who have somehow maxed out every single card in this game. I have one champion maxed. One. Or had. I no longer have a champion max. I don't know how I'm gonna max a champion in this economy. But like, I was still working as a person who spent decent amount of money on the game and who plays this game a lot. I was still working towards maxing out my commons, let alone every card in the game. My epics were going to take me another year or two minimum. And now I have to work a whole, again, just to max out another deck. To max out the deck that I originally had maxed out. So this is just a horrendous update. If they really needed to make more money, right? Because obviously Clash Royale is just a fucking cash grab at this point. If they really needed to make more money, they just released the heroes. They just released the heroes. Because the heroes themselves are going to break the game. We all know it. If there's one person watching this video who says that the heroes are not going to break the game, I am a person who doesn't jump to the defense of those who say, oh, this new card's going to break the game. Because I don't think every new card Clash Royale adds is going to break the game. I don't think Piggies has broken the game. I really don't even think Ghost broke the game. I feel like maybe at high levels, Ghost broke the game. But at the lower levels, I was playing against Royal Ghost all the time, and it really wasn't a problematic card for me. But, that could be a hot take. But everybody knows these heroes are going to break the game. That Hero Knight is stupid. It's broken. It's going to need a nerf. And even if they nerfed it, I don't know. I don't know how broken it'll still be. Because you know what's going to happen? They'll nerf the Evo Knight, or the Hero Knight, and everybody will start using the Hero Mini P.E.K.K.A. or the Hero Musketeer or the Hero Giant, and then that card will be broken. So then they'll have to nerf that. But in order to stay competitive, before they put out the nerf for those heroes, you're going to have to buy those heroes. The heroes were already a bad idea. This level 16 is so unbelievably uncalled for. There was like only 1% of the player base had fully maxed like cards. Like everything fully maxed. So it's not like the grind wasn't there. The grind was always there for those players, the 99%. All this has done is made the grind worse and like increase the paywall. Again, you think that they could make the paywall worse? They somehow found a way. They brought in level 16 way too, like, level 16 was bound to happen at some point. We all knew it was coming eventually, just not this early, man. Nobody has even recovered from level 15 yet. Or, well, some people have recovered from level 15, if you want to call it that, but level 16, I mean, and then they say we've made it easier to level up. I guess kind of, but now the new golden standard is just, it's like really, like, it's really expensive, because when you think about it, okay, so now we no longer have to buy Elite Wild. Let's say you're a person who pays a little bit of money to max out their decks. You no longer have to buy Elite Wild cards. Let's go. We don't have to buy $10 Elite Wild cards anymore. Great. Now you have to buy, hold up, let me go down. Now you have to buy $10 a wild card packs that now, let's say you want to max out a rare. They're $4 for 300. It's $4 for 300 rares. How many do you need to max out? Oh, you need 1,400? So wait, how many of those packs would you have to buy? Oh, you'd have to buy 5 of those packs in order to max out your Fireball. Huh. That seems weird, because 5 packs, last time I checked, 5 times 3 does not equal 10. Or 5 times 4, sorry. 5 times 4 doesn't equal 10. That's $20. They've doubled the price it takes to max out a card now. Are we kidding? They have doubled the price it takes to max out a card. And, like, I'm wondering who's going to be defending this. Look, they've got $40 gold bundles, because gold is now more needed, because now instead of Elite Wildcards being like Elite Wildcards and then you upgrade the card for free, now you have to max at level 15, you have to go to level 15, and then you have to pay gold to get it to level 16. It's just made like, you need to pay more to max out a card now than what you needed before. So this is just the most horrendous update. I don't even know where to begin. I don't know if I'm gonna play this game anymore. Now, the only way I feel like the only way that I play this game as competitively as I have been for the past like years is if you guys genuinely want to see it for some like if you guys haven't quit the game at this point, if you genuinely want to see me play some, if you like Clash Royale content, I might make some. Only for you guys. I would never do it for this game. I don't know if I'm ever gonna spend a penny on this game again. Um, but yeah. So I had to get that. I really had to make this video. I didn't want to make. I wasn't going to make. I was never actually going to make Clash Royale videos on this channel. Actually, tonight was supposed to be a Magic the Gathering video. I was supposed to make a video on on that because I just crafted a new deck on Magic. But nonetheless, they've dropped the update, and it is much worse than I expected. When I heard level 16, I knew it was going to be bad, but I didn't realize that they were gonna. I don't know what this is though. By the way, to max out a rare is 1,400, which is more than what it was to max out 15. But to max out epics to level 16 is 1,800, which was less than it was to max out a level to max to level 14. I don't know what these numbers are. I don't know what these calculations for the epics are. The legendaries is still 20, but yeah. Anyway, that I'm gonna end the video there because I'm getting a little heated. Um, please let me know, those of you who are watching this video, what you guys think of this new update down in the comments. I'm very curious to see. I could almost guess what they would be if anybody chooses to comment on this video. But yeah. So thank you all for watching this video. As always, if you enjoyed, please like and maybe consider subscribing to support my content. And yeah, have a good night, everybody.